your bank. Try that and upstate board's a different kind of sing. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to sing. You might get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tell Jack to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate board's a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I say, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse.
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It is 3 o'clock, well, 3:06 on a Sunday, and you're here for Sunday sessions. I'm here with this guy right here, my boy, Scooter Magooter. What's up, Scoop?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Bills Mafia? Man, this is a big game. This is a big game, huge game. We'll get into it, obviously. Inactives and actives are out, so that's pretty sweet, and it's an interesting list for sure. So glad we had that bye week, but
Yeah.
man, butterflies are there. I'm ready. I'm kind of liking these 425 games in a sense. Don't like that they end so late, but I like that they start a little later for sure.
Yeah, it's getting right to me, man. I think you know, at first it was a little getting used to, but now I think I'm there. I'm good with it. It's better than like a primetime game at this point for me.
Oh yeah. It may take me a while to get used to those primetime games.
Yeah, I mean the hype of it's cool, but other than that, I'm good with just like a regular old fashioned Sunday midday to early day game.
There you go.
Yo, we are part of the Buff Fanbase Network and proud to be so. Also, as part of that, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Right up there, 26shirts.com. Go see what Del Reed and the gang got going on. There's all sorts of cool stuff for the Christmas season. And remember, you're always helping out a family in Western New York in need when you purchase a t-shirt from them. So go and do it. We're going to say hi to the people we got here in the comments. We got Frank Mullen. Let's fucking go, Bills. What's up, Big Frank? We got Rob Mullen. It's Bedlam. It's Pandemonium. It's 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Rob is an amazing content creator over on 24/7buffandemonium.com. Go check out the cover too. He's been doing all sorts of great things over there. We got Rob Mullen and Frank just going back and forth in the comments. I love it. It looks like they want to, let's see, Rob Mullen Brothers. Rob says, Mullins versus the Reeds. We got him, Frank. There you go.
I pulled my hamstring. You talking football or?
Pulled his hamstring bowling. Yeah.
Bowling of all sports. Jeez.
We got Uncle James in the comments. What's up, Mafia? What's up, brother? We got Johns. What's going on? It's time to tomahawk the chefs. The chefs. Go Bills. We got Dr. Bruce. Go Bills. Dr. Bruce has an injury report that just came out. Go and check that out at 24/7buffandemonium.com. Putting out some real great content over there.
Swank, and I think he's going to start putting them out like on game day before our show.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
That would correlate very well with what we do here. Because if you don't know, Sunday Sessions, man, we started doing this 2 seasons ago. Usually we have our boy Ryan Thomas joining us, but he had some pregame plans. He might pop in here for a minute, but you might just be stuck with me and Scooter too, and that's okay as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so we like this show because it comes on right about the time the inactives come out. We have the inactives, and we'll get them going right in here.
Oh yeah. It's always fun to check out this list. And those of you who are watching the games as well as watching us, a lot of games we're rooting for this week. So far, things are looking good for us. But obviously, we have to hold our own. Buffalo has to win their game.
Yeah, can we get a little scoreboard here? What do you got going on over there?
Yeah, right now I can go over the scoreboard. Cincinnati just scored a touchdown, going up 2 touchdowns on Colts. That was a tough game. We weren't sure which game we wanted.
Mhm.
Obviously, the Colts with a win would be one more game up on us, and then Cincinnati with a win would still have a tie with us if we were to win this week. But going forward after that, it makes sense to have Cincinnati win this week, and so far they are. And then let's see, it's a couple of the other big games, guys. I won't get too much into it. Just let you know who we're rooting for and who's actually winning if it comes up. Okay, let's see. Ravens and Rams. We want the Rams to win, obviously. It's a tie right now. Colts and Bengals, we just talked. Jaguars and Browns. We want the Jaguars to win. The Browns are currently up 21-7.
Oh.
Texans and Jets, which is a big one. We want Jets to win. It would be an upset, and right now they're up 14-0. So I'm excited about that. And obviously we got help from the Patriots this past Thursday, beating up on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's one of those things. I know we like to preach who's going to help us. We got to hold our own, though. We always state it before we put out those posts. Obviously, we have to win, but everyone needs help getting in the playoffs. It's the way the NFL works. So far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that need to happen. Obviously, if we take care of business to begin with, that is the easiest way for us to get in. And we're all rooting for that. But some of these games will have a little bit of weight. Fortunately, there's enough games left, I think, in the season to where, there's one team mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. In the whole NFL right now, there's only one team mathematically eliminated, which is crazy. But yeah, the Panthers are the only ones that know they're not going. Like, other than that, the Patriots are still in it. If you guys can believe that, the Patriots are, I don't know. There's teams that you're like, but what about this one? Yep, them too. Like, the Panthers are it, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way these guys are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
they
them
sure
too.
are.
Yep. Absolutely. So we'll get to our inactives again. Thank you for all of the comments and the support. Don't forget to share and spread the love, and get up on our game day thread over at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium's Facebook page and group. Our inactives for today are Damar Hamlin, Kingsley Jonathan, Jermaine Ifedi, Alec Anderson, and Puna Ford. Scoot, I don't know how you feel about this list, but to me, it feels like your run-of-the-mill week 1 through 5 inactive list. It tells me that we're pretty healthy. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Other than our IR players, anybody that was on the cusp of potentially being questionable or doubtful, with that bye week came at a nice time to play against these Kansas City Chiefs. I like that list. I do. That means we're healthy. I saw Dawson Knox is playing. So that's something else. So it's one of those situations, guys, is that we don't know 100% who the Buffalo Bills were. And after this bye week, knowing where the offense is going and knowing McDermott and his defense with that change of offense of how he's going to defend games now, this potentially is a game where we either find out who we are and are happy about it, or the opposite. So we're healthy. We've had weeks to plan for this game. We're going to find out who the Buffalo Bills really are tonight with a healthy schedule, a healthy roster. That's huge, 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 huge.
Absolutely. Really quick, I have the Chiefs inactives here. We knew that Pacheco was going to be out running back. That is a huge hit to the Kansas City Chiefs, especially, and we've said about this topic on the show for the last, 6 weeks. The Chiefs are not as good as their record shows. This is probably the weakest I think they've looked, and probably the worst stats that Mahomes has had since he came into the league with Andy Reid. And Pacheco is one of those backs he can absolutely change a game. If they get him hot, he's on it. So having him not in the lineup, I think it definitely hurts the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see. Drew Tranquil, linebacker, he's out. Nick Jones, corner, he's out. BJ Thompson, defensive end, he's out. Donovan Smith, tackle, he's out. Neil Farrell, DT, and Malik Herring, defensive end. So, I mean, some depth players, but mostly Pacheco's he's the big name on the list to me.
Starting left tackle, Donovan Smith.
Yep.
That's a huge one. That's a huge surprise. I knew he was injured, but I think that forces a rookie left tackle this week. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and he got ate up last week when the Chiefs played whoever they played. Who was it? The Eagles?
Oh, no, the Eagles were before. Last week they played Green Bay Packers. And Green Bay Packers got a bunch of sacks on Mahomes. So,
Yep. Jared said Elam and Knox are both playing. So there's some news. We got a little bit more corner depth. Maybe Elam gets a snap or two. I bet you're going to see him on special teams. But other than that, I don't know how much I want him out there. We'll see. Bruce says, with Rapp and Jackson active, Elam stayed on the practice-only 3-week returning from IR.
Okay.
Hope for a good game. Bill's always my pick. Just hope the officials don't blow another one. Go Buffalo. That's Mary Jane Brown. Hughes. Yeah, man. It's frustrating. This referee stuff this season has been very, very frustrating. I'm just hoping for a clean game. I think the NFL wants just their 2 star stud quarterbacks to swing on each other, and why wouldn't you want it to be a good game? Like, I wouldn't want any controversy. Like, just let them play. Don't let them grab.
It becomes a situation where you're looking for it sometimes. Now there's so many calls. I think there's more calls missed than actually not. And again, like you said, they create their own. They make their bed and they have to lie in it. They create their own mess by not calling a fair game to the fourth quarter. And then there's people looking for it now. So every little pull of the jersey, every little low hit right below the kneecap, fans are going to be pissed off if it's not called. And that just makes the job harder for the refs.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of this big old game we got going on here in about an hour and some change, Scooter, we talked about it on Tuesday a little bit here, but what are you looking for from this Buffalo Bills offense against the Kansas City Chiefs D?
I'm looking for Joe Brady he had a crash course those first 2 games, and they were tough games to play when Dorsey was fired. I'm looking for Brady in this offense to have, with that bye week, a nice game plan, not just the first 10 plays, but a solid full game of plays that are effective, studied what the Kansas City Chiefs have done and find out what works for them. They're missing their linebacker guys and a cornerback that played. And their defense is kind of aggressive. Steve Spagnuolo has this Buffalo Bills number in a sense when it comes to crunch time at the end of the games. It seems like we can't get away. It does to me seem like Diggs gets held a lot by these corners all the time, every time they play. But I'm just looking for a very well game planned scheme by Joe Brady and also Josh Allen taking what he is given. I think with a bye week and plenty of time to study, it's that time of year. Either you're doing it or you're not. And if you're not by now, then we got problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would just love to see, like you're saying, a nice, well-rounded, good game. A game reminiscent of Josh Allen from the last 3-4 seasons of his playing in Buffalo Bill uniform here. I don't see why not. I think the only person for me I'm slightly worried about on the Chiefs defense is Chris Jones.
Yep.
He flips the whole stat for them. If he's out of the lineup, they are 32nd. And if he's in, they're like a top 5 defense. And I can't believe one player makes that much of a difference for a whole entire squad. But I guess that's maybe why he got paid all that money in the offseason after he held out, Josh is built to be this kind of player to me. He's athletic. He can move the pocket. You just got to let him play. You got to let him play free. And, if you got Mr. James Cook involved hot early and often, I think you can wear that interior defense down, and then that'll create a lot of opportunities on the back end. So, I want them to do in Arrowhead what they've been doing in Arrowhead in the regular season for the last couple seasons. Just go take care of business.
Yep. And Chris Jones is one of those guys. He does a multitude of things. Not only is he a good athlete, he's good at what he does, but he can get in the head and under the skin of these interior offensive linemen and even the quarterback, because he is one of those guys that potentially sometimes pushes the button as far as playing the ball till the whistle blows. A couple of those trippings that they missed a couple times. He does know how to do multiple things other than just play well, and that could create a distraction for the Buffalo Bills offense.
100%. 100%. Let's flip sides here. What are you thinking about our Bills D? I know McDermott had a week in the public eye, in the press. I can't. I didn't read the article. I can't. I don't want to. And that's not me burying my head in the sand. I think we need to focus on making the playoffs. Like, we need to focus on winning games. I don't know how to feel about what a bunch of players that got cut from the team, how they feel about our head coach, who people seem to forget completely turned this whole organization around, completely changed everything about this whole organization and made them competitive for the first time in 17 years. And now it's like there's certain media members, there's certain content creators that are just really trying to like rip it apart. And I am not burying my head in the sand again about his decision making at the end of games. I'm not calling into question that maybe he said some inappropriate things in team meetings. I'm not, whatever happened, and however it was, like, I get it. I just don't need to know about some of the inner workings of the locker room. It's like almost too much access, or it seems like it's skewed information coming from maybe some disgruntled ex-players. And I don't know. The 9/11 thing, all that stuff, like it was a bad it was a bad analogy. It was. But it happened so like all those years ago, and he apologized then and he apologizes now. And to me, I don't know what any of this did that was good. Like, I don't know what any of this article is supposed to do. And I know Dunn is like kind of a respected guy, but also that his credentials have been stripped from the team. And he'd had kind of a shaky past with the Buffalo Bills, and now all of a sudden we're making a push, and all this 4-piece expose drops like Chiefs week. Seems a little malicious. Maybe it was just, this is the time, it has to come out now. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm about sick of like most media nowadays anyway. So maybe I'm just ornery and old, and I just want to take what is meant to be entertainment and watch it, like, and enjoy it. I don't want to be in the middle of these like crazy, stupid, depressing like things. And I also, it's not like he beat his girlfriend up, or he did whatever. And there's all that goes along with this too. And we didn't even get into the Von Miller thing last week. There's a lot of stuff going on that's not football, and I just want to get back to watching football, and however it has to change and move around to make that happen, then I guess. But again, I'm still not writing off Sean McDermott, I don't think, totally. And I don't know. This seems kind of like an unwarranted attack, and that's just my 2-minute rant about it. But Scooter, what do you got?
I'll be honest with you, Swank. And I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you're talking about it, not this topic, but supporting McDermott, I put a personal post out stating I've been asked a lot of questions about this McDermott thing, and my 3 responses were, I wasn't there, so I don't know the context. The second thing is the 53 men, however many it was in that locker room that he said this to, he apologized to. Yeah, and the third thing is like, I don't understand the media's push to try to throw him under the bus and all that stuff. And it did not take long. I deleted the post since. It did not take long for me myself to become victimized by people calling me Taliban supporters and all that stuff. It was nuts. Wow. It went there. And I was like, I don't need it. So I got rid of it. And the thing was, is he did an analogy. And yes, it wasn't the best one. It really wasn't. And we all know that. Does that make him a terrorist? And that's almost what it seems like. They're trying to portray him as one. It's like, Jesus, if there was cameras in every room to where everybody was employed, and they were all supposed to be 100% professional, and someone messes up, and then all of a sudden it's all over media and Facebook and social media, this would be a horrible world. And we're seeing samples of it just in professional sports. What happened, in my opinion, what happened in that locker room stays in the locker room. That's what's always told to us as growing up as athletes, is what happens in this locker room stays in this locker room. Things are said. Racy, sexual. It is what it is. It's the world we live in. It's always been that way. Locker rooms, that's why they call it locker room talk, right?
Yeah.
It needs to stay that way. And yeah, I think it was a malicious attack at McDermott, a little bitterness going into it. And bad media is good media. And as far as the media goes, bad news is good news because they still get the rankings and the people writing to them and about them. If you're being talked about, they like you.
If it bleeds, it leads. Like,
yep.
You know, you're literally taking this dude who, when he came, like, again, he's looked at in similar light as Josh Allen, you know, as far as like saving the franchise, you know, and making it worthwhile to watch and be a fan again. Not to say any of us wouldn't be if this wasn't happening, but Jesus, it feels good to win, don't it? Like, doesn't it feel good to be competitive and in these games and talked about like in a positive light? And it's really hard watching the Bills get dogged for all of these years. My whole life just watching them get dogged, even if they were doing well, you know, and to have stuff like this come out, I don't know, man, it's just a bummer. Like, you know, politics aside, like I root for these colors, this team, because I love them, you know. And if somebody on the team does something shady, like again, I'll say it right now, fucking Von Miller, like, I don't care if he's gone tomorrow. Like, I don't care if he's on the team. I don't care if he plays today. You know, I'd actually feel better if he didn't. You know, I'll sit here and eat it the same way that, you know, the Kareem Hunt stuff that I've talked about, all that other stuff, man, it doesn't matter. Like, if the dude did what he did, then get him out. You know,
yep, I agree.
Like, I don't want that here. But putting in that in the same light as like coaches being coaches saying things in the locker room, and then these dudes coming out, I don't know, there's just so many layers of fucking like whiny, like pissy.
Yeah, and the thing
like,
is, Swank,
you know,
I hate to cut you off, but
no,
a professional coach, especially a coach, players can say one thing because they're held accountable in a different kind of way. But a coach, just because he apologizes for what he said, doesn't mean what he said is what you're being told he said.
Yeah.
He's not going to go into depth about exactly what was said about the analogy and all that stuff. Whether he said, I don't care. I really don't care about that part. But what I'm saying is he's apologizing. It does not mean that what he feels is what everybody expects him to feel. He's apologizing because he's a professional. He's saying sorry to those that he did offend and leaving it at that because he doesn't want the story to go on further than it has to. And he already knows, he's got to know it's going to keep, this is going to taint him for the rest of his life because that's how bad news is forever.
Yeah. It's just a shame. And whatever. I'm going to hit these couple comments quick, and then we're going to do bolds, X, and score predictions, and we're going to let you guys get on to your Sunday rituals. Rob Mullen, dirt is being dug, guys. Someone has an agenda in the media. Jumping right to Casey. Pat McAfee said it best this week. There's a rat in the room, and they have an agenda to push. Rob Mullen, exactly, Casey. You know, big one up here from Dr. Bruce. We bleed blue and red until we die. Go Bills. I'll follow the Bills forever.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. There ain't a whole lot that they can do, you know, collectively as a team. That's like couldn't make me not, you know. The Browns, on the other hand, you know, whatever.
That's because the Browns, the team as a collection, has those cases against them. So
multiple. Lou, none of this should matter. Just play the game and coach. Be better. Just ignore it because it's just something else to try and hinder our team. I agree, man.
Yep.
Let's see, Adam, we got this. I hear you're on Von Miller. All right. We're done with the bum shit. I'm excited about this game today. I hope you guys are excited about this game today. I know Scott is excited about this game today.
Oh, yeah.
Scott, tell me, hit him hard with your bold prediction. What do you got?
My bold prediction, guys, is a Stephon Diggs. He's been quiet. I think he had a past 3 or 4 games. I saw the stat of him having under 90 yards receiving. I think that's going to be a big change this week. My bold prediction is Stephon Diggs hits that 1,000-yard mark, which isn't far away. I think it's only like 30-something yards, but he's going to go for 7+ catches and 2 touchdowns to give him the 90+ catches. 90 catches, 1,000+ yards and 10 touchdowns. I mean, he's an all-pro. So I see him getting those numbers to help us out.
I love it, and he deserves it. It's a great one. I also feel like my bold prediction is going to be a similar guy, but on the opposite side of the ball. Douglas is coming in big today. I think he's going to get at least one pick off Patty Mahomes. Patty Big Baby, run with my belly out, Mahomes. I think one pick, and I think 3 pass breakups. And I think Patrick stops throwing his way by halftime.
That'd be smart. This is an amazing pickup. I mean, I think we have him next year. I think Rob Mull, do we have him for 2 years? I can't remember how long that trade lasted for.
Yeah, I think the contract was 2 years.
Yeah, that's an amazing pickup.
Let's see. Lou says bold, Kincaid, 2 TDs, Diggs, TD, Allen, rush TD. Ooh, he's looking for a big game. I love it. Dr. Bruce Josh is going to go off 3 TD passes, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a 350-yard passing day. Nice. Then we got Lou RQ, man after my own heart. Floyd, huge sack strip today. Love it. Love it. What do you got for an X Factor, buddy?
Interior offensive line. And defensive line. I said it on the K-Gun report, and the Kansas City interior offensive line is dubbed as one of the best in the league. I know Humphrey gets away with a lot of stuff. Of course, I'm going there. But we signed Oliver. He's doing his thing. This is the time when we disrupt that perfect interior offensive line for Kansas City and make Mahomes' life miserable. And the opposite goes for the Buffalo Bills. Their interior offensive line, that Chris Jones is a big problem. We need to take care of that. And with their injuries, with the linebackers and all this stuff, we need to be able to get to that second level. And James Cook, like you said, Swank, can cook if he can go up the middle, chip a block, help him out a little bit, and get open in the flats or in that zone somewhere in the middle. So it's all in the middle today, guys, for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My X Factor today is running with a couple of guys in the comments. Kincaid turns into Kelsey 2.0 today. I think they use their own medicine right against him, and he has a great game. I think he works the middle and has that defense on their toes, and I think you see Dawson Knox come in here with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. You're going to see some good blocks from Dawson. I would not be surprised if they try to throw him the ball early just to kind of throw everybody off their game a little bit and get that different.
Hey, look who's here.
There's 2 guys there.
Surprise. I'm watching the game with you, bro.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise.
Hi, Swank.
Hey, buddy. Look at that.
Nice. It's a nice surprise. Kids here too?
Is it really a surprise?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh. Nice. Rob Mullen says Douglas deal was restructured with Packers before trade. 2 years and only counts for a little over 1.1 mil for 2023 base salary and 6.5 for 2024. So pretty cheap for a top 20 CB we got over there.
Especially if Trey Wright comes back, they'll be, oh man, I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about this year.
All right, let's go score predictions. Throw them up in the comments. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging with us here today and participating. So nice. What do you got for a score, buddy?
My heart tells me a bigger spread than what I'm giving you. 35-27. I'm gonna stick to the K-Gun report score prediction. It's gonna be a hell of a game. If they're playing in Kansas City, obviously Bills have their number there in the regular season, but it's gonna be a tough game. Like I said, with that bye week and with the offense doing what they're doing now and the defense having a little bit of time to adjust, I think it's gonna be bigger than that, but I'm sticking with 35-27.
I like it. Lou RQ says 31-14 Bills. Dr. Bruce 38-27 Bills. John Johns 27-13 Bills. I'm gonna go a little different off my score prediction. I think I'm gonna go 28-13. I think that you're gonna see this Bills defense step up and snuff out the Kansas City Chiefs, especially with that lack of running game. If Travis Kelce has a 100-yard game and a touchdown, I'm going to lose my mind. He's the only guy that can catch consistently on that side of the ball for the Chiefs. Like, just make sure he is covered, you know. The rest of the wide receivers, they're 60% completion, whatever. Like, they don't catch it half the time. You know, I don't care if you're playing man on the outside. Douglas can play man all day. You got Jackson, you know, do it up and give him a little help over the top, but just make sure that man, Travis Kelce, is covered. Please, Jesus.
Yep, you're gonna be talking to yourself during the game. It's like, you know where the ball's going.
Yes.
You know where the ball's going.
If you're
Just
inside,
scored again. That's good news.
Nice. So we're getting a little help today, and that's great news. Yeah, if you're inside the 20, if you're inside the 10, absolutely. Triple cover, Kelce, please, for Christ's sake. Yeah. But I think that pretty much does it right there, Scooter. It was a hot and fast one. Sorry we were a little late today. Got some family over and stuff today, but I'm going to get back to that and get ready for this game. Guys, listen to Scott as he tells you his final thought. You know, just listen really deep.
This one's about not giving up. You know, I mean, we got 5 weeks left. Obviously, we could play this game. We have to win our own. There are scenarios, guys, where we can lose 2 games and still make the playoffs. It's a stretch, but it is what it is. It's the time of year I think everybody starts watching more games. So this is a fun part. Enjoy football. It's a sport we love. We watch the Bills not only because we love the Bills, it's because we love the sport in itself. And it's the best time of the year. It's playoff push time. Enjoy it with your families. Go to the game. Stay warm. But now that my brother's here and the kids, I'm excited to get to watch it with the family, and that's what it's all about. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us every Sunday and every Tuesday. Wouldn't be here without you. And let's talk about a victory comes K-Gun Report on Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, guys, enjoy it. Root hard. Grab your burst, grab your snacks, grab your loved ones. And, man, I'm watching this little clip of Steph doing his pregame ritual of, you know, playing catch with kids in the stands and messing with security guards and visiting teams. And I don't know, it's just great. This dude that supposedly is such a cancer that hates the team, doesn't want to be here. I don't know. You don't do this. You don't do this kind of stuff if you hate being here, man. He's a man of the people. I hope your prediction comes true twofold. Guys, thanks for tuning in, and you can tune in and watch us every Sunday before a game or prime time, whatever. We go about an hour and a half before kickoff, do a little half-hour show. Usually we are joined by Mr. Ryan Thomas, RT of the Thomas Tate Sports Podcast. So check all his stuff out. Don't forget to follow us on social media at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Go to 247buffandemonium.com and check out all the content that Dr. Bruce and Rob Mullen and my boy Kyle Gobe and RT, even like once a year, RT will even write a little something over there. So go check out what we got going on over there. And don't forget, Tuesdays at 8, the K-Gun Report. Right here where you're watching. It's pretty good stuff. Other than that, man, be good to each other and go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go